What is an employer of record? In this instance, we're going to be discussing an employer of record in the context of global employment. In other words, on a level of a country basis, and not, for example, in the United States on a state-by-state basis. You know, an employer of record is a company that will place the employees, your employees, or employees that you would like to hire in the target country underneath their employment umbrella in the target country. In most cases, the employer of record will be the sole employer. However, some country jurisdictions may require a co-employment relationship. For example, PEO in the United States is a co-employer relationship. Here in Mexico, if it's a foreign company doing business in Mexico, as an example, that does not have a legal entity in Mexico, the employer of record or the PEO will be the sole employer. So typically the employer of record will be responsible for the following. You know, obviously human resources and payroll functions, employer taxes, federal, state, and local income tax withholding if it applies, labor compliance, country regulations relating to the employee's actions, private health and life insurance plans, anything to do with banking regulations in relation to receiving the funds for the employee and paying out the funds, payroll for the employee, and also any employee related legal matters. You know, if there's a situation with the labor law in that country or whatnot, the employer of record will handle that. Now, what things should you consider before engaging an employer of record in any given country? You know, one of the very first things that I recommend companies is to make sure that the employer of record has a physical office in the target country, not just a fiscal address for the tax authority. Why? Because how can someone act as an employer taking care of all the employees' needs in a given country if they're not even there, if they don't even have a physical office? In fact, many countries, including Mexico, you are not a qualified employer unless you have a fiscal tax address and a physical address. Many people don't know this. A physical office, a physical presence in the country. How long has the employer of record been in business in the target country? What type of track record does the employer of record have relating to employee taxes, litigation, and things like that? What is the tax payment history of the employer of record? Does the employer of record comply with the country regulations, laws, and local customs? I mean, anyone can go and set up a fiscal address and establish a legal entity and call themselves an employer of record, but you are not an employer of record. Okay? Does the employer of record have the infrastructure established to provide the services to the employees? So as you can see, the employer of record is just that. They are the employer of record. They are responsible for all the responsibilities for the employees in the target country. And obviously, if you're going to use an employer of record in a given country, you should know what to look for. So with that said, that's an employer of record. This is Franklin D. Frith II, General Manager and Principal of Human Resources Mexico, the most trusted PEO in Mexico.